Hey, it's Klayton, and welcome to episode 39 of Ask Klayton. This week, I watched an Australian man punch a kangaroo in the face. My life is complete. How about yours? With that being said, let's jump into some news. So let's talk about the unexpected. I released a full-length Scandroid album, and unexpectedly, a lot more people cared about it than I thought they would. The album went number 1 in iTunes USA, Russia, and Czech Republic. It was in the top 5 in a bunch of other countries all over the world. The Shout music video has been viewed over 40,000 times at this point, and if you haven't seen the video, you need to go check it out because it's super cool. And girls in aerobics outfits, need I say more? There were Scandroid limited edition cassettes, and those were sold out before the album was even available. So those sold out in the pre-order phase. And the good news is that there's more Scandroid music coming for next year. There's already 7 remixes in the can for different songs, and there'll be some new tunes, and there's a lot more coming, so stay tuned. Let's talk about Circle of Dust. By the time you see this, my brand new album, created entirely in 2016, Machines of Our Disgrace, will probably be out, and you can go get it. It will be out on December 9th, so if this is after December 9th, 2016, the album is out, and you can go listen to it. There's also a whole bunch of cool merch you can check out at fixstore.com/Circle of Dust. Let's talk about Celldweller. The full Killer Instinct Season 3 soundtrack is out now. So that's 40 minutes of new music from me and Tom Salta, aka Atlas Plug. We did the score for Season 3 for this year. It's available everywhere. Go listen to it. If you haven't heard, there's a full-length documentary out right now, just landed, called Start of an Empire. It is the making of End of an Empire, and it's an hour-long documentary interviewing not only me throughout all the different chapters and phases of creating the album. It shows you how I made the album, kind of a peek behind the curtain, and there's interviews with a bunch of other people that were kind of involved in the process and observing the process. So if you are at all interested, it's available everywhere. You can even rent it on Vimeo. At the same time we released the doc, we released a bunch of new merchandise, so you can check that out at fixstore.com/Celldweller. And there's a VIP remix I did of New Elysium that is available anywhere you get music right now. As far as general things are concerned, I just did a book signing in Denver for Cyber World, which is a collection of short stories by some great authors. You should really check it out. And there's a CD that is included with the book of primarily my music and some Mega Drive as well. So check that out and get inspired. Any other info you want on me, if you want to stay up to date, the best place to go is Klayton.info. We'll have all kinds of information that is updated weekly regarding Scandroid, Circle of Dust, Celldweller, and just me in general. So go check it out. You guys have submitted a lot of great questions, so let's jump in. Emily, I wish I could say that I had a great formula for you, but I really don't. Because when I start a song, sometimes it comes together really quickly, and other times it takes months, and I want to smash my face against the wall, which hurts. I would not recommend doing that. That's not going to solve your problem. I've tried. Firstly, I'd say start simple. Start with maybe just a guitar and a vocal, a piano and a vocal, assuming that you're doing vocal-based music. Just start with a simple instrument to work out an idea or a melody. Sometimes a sound can inspire ideas, so maybe do some sound design or sound creation that can inspire the direction of a whole song. But if you start thinking about an entire song and how you want it to sound when it's finished, you can very easily get overwhelmed and never actually get anything done. So start simple, and then as you start creating aspects of a song, it'll be a lot easier to start adding more to that, and then before you know it, you'll end up with a full song.
Hey Klayton, my name's Ray, and I was wondering if you were planning on releasing instrumentals for Machines of Our Disgrace.
Ray, the good news is, yes, there will be instrumentals for the Circle of Dust album, Machines of Our Disgrace, in 2017. I've been planning on doing that all at once, but instead of giving you all of that material when I drop the main album, I wanted to wait a few months and then give you the instrumentals. Because I put a lot of work into the music, and a lot of times my silly voice covers all that cool work, so I like putting the instrumentals out. And I'm glad to hear that some of you like those as well.
Hey Klayton, my name's Olivia. I was just wondering if you had any insight into Red as a person, as his own character, because it's really interesting to me.
Olivia, good to see you. It's good to put a face to the name. Thank you for all your great art on Twitter. To answer your first question about Red, he probably has similar likes and dislikes to me, which means he probably loves Reese's products and really hates raw broccoli.
My second question is, do you plan on putting out a Scandroid art book by any chance? I really love the End of an Empire art book, and I love Ninja Joe's work. It's inspiring to me as a concept artist as well. So, as always, keep being awesome. You're a huge inspiration to me. And if you see Stutter, tell him I love him.
I'm glad to hear you're inspired by the art, as I'm sure Ninja Joe is. As of right now, there are no plans to release a Scandroid art book because the End of an Empire art book was a long time in the process. There was a lot of art and it took a long time to put that together. That doesn't mean this won't ever happen, because with each release there'll be more art for Scandroid, and at some point I may collect it and put out a book. We'll keep you posted. Jonas, my main inspiration for synthwave, or really 80s based music, was 80s based music. I was a child of the 80s. I grew up listening to 80s music, and although I played in metal bands, I really wanted to be in a new wave band because they got way more chicks than the metal dudes. But I didn't know how to do that stuff, so I stuck to metal. But all these years I've been wanting to make 80s music, and over time, over the last 3 or 4 years, I've actually started to do that. My Black Star score, which is the score I created for my book, Black Star, kind of dove into that territory. I started doing these 80s soundscapes, but primarily instrumental. Once I wrapped that up, I knew I needed to do a vocal album, and Scandroid was born. As far as John Carpenter, Tangerine Dream, Tomita, people like this, these synth pioneers making really cool music, progressive music in the 80s, loved it, still love it, and if I could be half as cool as them right now, I'd be... So Eric, Kevin, and anybody else wanting to know these kinds of questions as far as 2017 and new music, the good news is I've already got some done that you're going to get to hear next year, and I do plan on covering bases for not only Circle of Dust and Scandroid, but most certainly Celldweller. I started working on some new tracks for Celldweller that have a completely different vibe, and they go back to those albums that I loved in my teen years that kind of just evoke this really kind of melancholy emotion, and I've got a couple of tracks already in the can towards that. Take a listen.
Must know how little I must know, how little I must know. Letting down and letting go, how little I must know.
Hey Clayton, my name is Matt. My question for you is, I'm curious to know, what do you use to get the vocal effects that you have in basically all of your albums? More of those robotic tones, I guess, is the best way to put it. Anyways, thanks for all you do. Love your music.
Matt, if you don't know it already, I am a lover of vocal processing, so that's why you hear a lot of kind of robotic type vocals on my albums, because that was a thing that infatuated me as a kid when I heard it in other music. First time that I remember being Mr. Roboto by Styx, and I love that effect. The main thing that I use very often is a vocoder. Just Google vocoder and you will enter a world that I entered and you may never come back from. ImageLine makes a great vocoder for In the Box that is PC, and there's a Mac version, but it's only 32-bit right now, but it's called Vocodex, and you should check that out for sure. I use that all over the Lost in Time track on End of an Empire. Do some research and you will lose tons of time doing really cool things with your voice.
Hi Klayton, it's Maya from Brazil here. I would like to know what's your favorite blues style project and why. Thank you.
Greetings, Maya from Brazil. And that's a tough question to answer because Blue Stali has a lot of great stuff. I would have to say though, if I had my pick, The Devil, which is the newest Blue Stali album, is probably Brett's quintessential album to own because there's heavy riffs, great melodies, really catchy songs, and a little bit of emotion for whatever kind of mood you're in. So if you haven't heard that album, you need to go check it out now. Thanks for your question. Thank you for sticking all the way through episode 39 of Ask Klayton. As always, subscribe to my channel because there's a lot more content coming. Like or share this video, and I want to hear your questions, and you can do that a couple of ways. You can post them in the comments below here, hashtag Ask Klayton on your social media platform of choice, or film your pretty face, hit this link in the moon, and submit it, and you will be on the next episode. Until next time, this is Klayton, aka Celldweller, Circle of Dust, and Scandroid, signing off. Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Yo, Olivia says hi. Wait, you're not gonna say hi back? You want me to punch you in the face?